Making $107 trading the S&P 500. What is going on? We are back for a live stream. This is actually a day where I went 50-50, or one win, one loss. So my trade on the S&P long. They're both long, so it's really the same setup. The first trade I lost 167.55, and then the second trade I made 274.08. I risked one to make 1.6 or so on both trades, and the second one hit. I probably could have made a 2-to-1 risk reward, as you'll see the S&P chart today. I actually probably could have got much more than 2-to-1, but I'll take what I can get. And hey, when you have two trades now, because the sizing has increased a little bit on this account, it's a 25K account, I started to increase my sizing. Because of that increase in sizing, the dollar amounts are a little more substantial. Whereas if I had two trades where I had a winner and a loser on a smaller account, I would probably have like a $40 day, $30 day, $50 day. Now we're talking about a $100 day, which is kind of nice, because if you were to go back about a year ago, a $100 day would be a great day, right? Overall, just on one winner. I mean, if I make $100, great. Risking 50 to make 100 was kind of like, oh, it'll be awesome. Somewhere in that range, 50 to 75 to make 100 will be kind of where I was. Now, we can have a 50-50 day where I just feel like, what's kind of shitty. Didn't really, it could have been better if it had been cleaner. That would have made maybe 275 in one shot. But now, even, these types of days make $100, which is pretty cool. So, starting off the month with 106.50 or so in the green. But let's dive into the trades. So these are both in the S&P, 9:08 and then 9:31. That is Central Time. So let's dig on in. If we jump over, you'll see that here's my look. Pretty straightforward. The original trade, though, I got in on the break of this high of day. So the first trade was an entry here, and I put my stop loss under these wicks to the bottom, which then you can see wicked me out. And I was like, shucks. That sucks. But I'm like, hey, just nipped over high of day. I'm like, hey, that's establishing now a pretty nice double top high of resistance. If we could break that, I'd get in. It did break. I did get in shortly after, about a half hour later. The problem is that, not the problem, but this was not a high momentum move. Kind of came back halfway to my stop loss, pushed back up, pulled back, pushed up halfway there, came back again, and then started to grind its way back up and eventually blasted through the take profit and went a lot further, like a lot further. As I was saying before, this is about a 1.5 to 1 marked. I think I actually ended up achieving, based off the broker that I was trading on, a little bit higher than that. It's 1.65 to 1 roughly from my entry to the target. But you could have gotten a 3 to 1, which is cool. So this ended up working out pretty good. That was a trade. Really, we took the first try. Usually I want to say when we get like a false break like that, and then it wasn't really a false break, it was like barely a break. When we get something like that and it holds that consolidation, generally speaking, we tend to get a winner on the second try. Not all the time, but we tend to get one. So I love trading that on the second time, because I know that my chances are usually pretty good. Last month that wouldn't have really worked, I guess, because that's just how the market was. But in this case, it worked, and we made it back and more. So as long as the trade setup's still valid and still setting up, I usually come back for it. It's not because, I have to be right. It's more of like, first time was a little bit of a false pop. It wasn't ready to go. No problem. We get stopped out, take our loss, just in case. Because if this reverts all the way, we can't just pretend that we think we know where the market's going to go. So we take our stop loss when it was, when we originally had it, and take our loss. But if it comes back and it holds that consolidation, generally speaking, with some wicks and whatnot, and it stays strong and does not retrace all the way back down and then back up, we'll be here for the second attempt. And that's exactly what it was. Took a lot longer, but, I'm going to take that, and I'm not going to complain. The entry was around, 9:30 Central Time, and then I exited 9. So it was over 3 hours, about a 3.5 hour trade roughly, which is usually a lot longer than I get on the 5-minute time frame. But it was on the 5-minute time frame, and it was a bull flag setup. And so there you have it. I'll leave any links, or I'll leave a link to TradeZelle where I track everything down below if you want to check them out. And I'll see you guys in the next trade recap. Peace.